Well, when last we left you, Chicken Little probably put it best. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. John McEnroe wanted to continue yesterday, and so too did Bjorn Borg, but the weather wouldn't permit it. They started under sunny skies this morning at 9:30, and the caliber of play just went up a big notch. This was a 14-minute game that defined this match. Borg serving at 2-3. He faced 6 break points against him by McEnroe and still managed to suck it up, come back, and hit shots like that. McEnroe serving now at 5-all. Final set. And once again, big shots the order of the day. Nobody gave anything away in this match. Every point was earned. It brought back memories of competition long ago. Into a tiebreak now as Borg held for 6-all. And then McEnroe somehow found another gear. Shots like this. And then the serve. And that did it. Little bit of controversy, but they were painting the lines all day. Why should this be any different? 7-1. McEnroe just found something else in the tiebreak. Nothing that Bjorn Borg could do except smile and say, good match, partner. And McEnroe the same way. Crowd loved it, and it sets the tone for what we hope will be an outstanding final. McEnroe wins a tiebreak in 3 and moves on.
Standing in the middle of nowhere, wondering how to begin. Lost between tomorrow and yesterday, between now and then. And now where we started, here we go around again. Day after day I get up and I say I better do it again. One day leading to another, get up, go and do it again. Back where we started, here we go round again, here we go round.
This is the final of the challenge presented by Quality Inns. And what a day. The weather gods have smiled on the Broadmoor. It's been around since 1918. I can't imagine they've ever had a nicer day than this. Temperatures hovering in the 80s. Not a wisp of wind for the final between Jimmy Connors and John McEnroe. They'll hook up for the 35th time, and each had a bit of a fight to get into the final. Yannick Noah took Jimmy Connors to 3 sets on Friday, and then John McEnroe had to go 3 sets in 2 days to beat Bjorn Borg. McEnroe at 38 years old, playing in excellent form right now. And of course, he comes in off a brilliant effort this morning. Look at the numbers: 77 titles, 7 slam victories, 3 Wimbledons, 4 U.S. Opens. Pretty good credentials for John McEnroe, but none better than this man. At 44 years old, Jimmy Connors not yet taken a backward step. In fact, he's played as well as he ever has. Coming off of arthroscopic knee surgery just 2.5 months ago, he too hasn't missed a step. 8 Grand Slam titles and a record 109 tournament victories. Hello again, everybody. Barry Tompkins, what's more, with my partner Tracy Austin. And Tracy, let's talk first a little bit about John McEnroe. He literally played a match this morning. Now he's got to gear down, get himself jacked up all over again, come out here and play a final against Jimmy Connors.
Yeah, he played for 40 minutes in that 3rd set win against Bjorn Borg this morning. And not only was it tough physically because he did a ton of running, but it was also emotionally tiring, I'm sure, as well. So he's going to be having a tough time out there today.
Well, as we said, 34 previous times these two have hooked up. What are you looking for today?
Well, if John McEnroe's to win, he's going to have to win in 2 sets because he already has a lot of movement on those legs today. But I think it's going to be one of the biggest servers in all time against one of the best returners of all time. Whoever executes better is going to win.
One thing I can almost say for sure, there'll be absolutely nothing left on the court when all this is done. McEnroe and Connors in the final. We'll return to the Broadmoor and the challenge after a word from your local Fox station. John McEnroe. Welcome back to the Broadmoor. Don Wiley of Redondo Beach will be the man in the chair for this final. Shirt sleeve crowd, as you can see, absolutely perfect conditions here. 81 degrees right now, 42% humidity, and winds are calm. In fact, virtually non-existent. They start to pick up a little bit now.
Plexipaved surface, hard court, 6,300 feet in altitude, which makes the ball fly. And they are using the Penn high-altitude balls. They take some of the pressure out of the balls so that they're a little more dead, so they don't fly through the air as quickly. I think both players really love the hard courts. You can see the prize money, the champion, $150,000, finalist, $100, not prize money.
And each man has his own personal cross to bear today. And McEnroe, the fact that he's played 40 minutes of tough competition already this morning. And Jimmy Connors, of course, having had arthroscopic surgery just 2.5 months ago. And it was present in his first round match with Yannick Noah. It didn't really bother him a lot, he said, but he was not unhappy to get off the court when it was all done. Let's put it that way. And of course, he liked the idea, as he said in the press, here at the Broadmoor, of having only to walk 100 feet to his room. You can hear the bells from the Will Rogers Chapel, which is up on the mountain here, and those bells will be heard about every 20 minutes or so. There's the chapel. Absolute beautiful setting. Knocks it off. He moved McEnroe around very well on that point.
McEnroe looking for the call on the baseline. Smart move from Connors. Sees that it's up in the air. This isn't an easy shot because Jimmy is hitting into the sun. Judged it well, though.
McEnroe on exemplary behavior in his match with Bjorn Borg. But now Jimmy knows how to push his buttons, and believe me, that's a part of the gamesmanship that goes on between these two.
Definitely an underlying tension. These two have a long, long history.
I know this is Jimmy's tour, but you know.
And that's a part of it, and that will make Jimmy not excited.
And I've worked damn hard to put this thing together, too.
Jimmy working the room. McEnroe's working Jimmy. Jimmy's working the crowd.
And don't worry, ma'am, I'll give you about $10 later. It's okay.
Just like that, 30 all. Well, and now an early breakpoint chance for Jimmy Connors.
That's what we're going to see in this match, the big serving from John McEnroe and the lethal returns from Jimmy Connors. I'd have to say he's one of the best returners in the game. I think him and Andre Agassi would be tied in first place. Both catch the ball so early.
Close.
They read the serve, they read the point of contact from the server, know which way it's going to go, and jump on the return.
That's it. A break in the first game for Jimmy Connors. And immediately John McEnroe will have to begin from a position of playing catch-up on the... Jimmy Connors, a break in the first game, will now serve to substantiate that break. Connors' serve is not an overpowering serve, but he will move it around well. And just as I say that, of course, he comes up with a rare service ace. One thing about these two, the gamesmanship already has begun, and as we said earlier, there's just no secrets amongst them.
Right away, it's almost the same thing every time. I mean, when they throw up the toss, he's going to return and I'm going to serve. So it's like before the toss is thrown, we know what's going to happen, because if he wins, he'll return, and if I win, I serve. So it comes down to this thing right away, like right off the bat, trying to get into his head. Say like, hey, I'm serving better, and I'm going to be able to dominate you on the serve, and he's just going to be like, I'm going to try to get a break off you early, make you start thinking. And that's been the same story, 50 matches. We do the same thing every time.
Well, and early on, he got the early break, and maybe he does have John McEnroe thinking. 1 love, 30 love.
Which is interesting for all the club players out there. Everybody thinks that you always have to serve first and that you should serve first. Connors feels more comfortable with that return, so chooses to receive. But obviously, McEnroe won the toss in this match, chose to serve.
Well, a very good service game for Jimmy Connors. He not only holds, he holds it love.
You know, we talked about Connors' serve. You know, with the altitude up here, players are going to get more pop on the shots.
A few bucks earned by the 4 players in this event. A few titles won also. A few Grand Slams won.
Impressive. Reminds me of the skins game in golf. 4 huge, marketable stars competing against each other.
You know, and to these guys' credit, too, they've been out there, they've been doing all the clinics, they've been talking to the fans. Still love the competition, but they also know how to work a room.
There, I think that's why the Nubian Tour has been so successful, a lot like the Seniors Golf Tour, is they know that they have to put in the time with the sponsors. They go to the cocktail parties, like last night. There was a cocktail party for 600 people. Very social, but then when they get on the court, it's all business. This is a war.
Good to see the Shades back at the Broadmoor. They were missing in action for the last couple of days. What a shot. Too good from Connors.
Connors moving McEnroe all over the court. Started with great depth, mixed in an angle. Really hits the ball very flat, really comes at you with a lot of weight. There's the angle that McEnroe just hit over the net. This lob, not deep enough.
No, they called it wide. It looked awful good. McEnroe keeping it together pretty well.
Weren't any blow-ups at all against Bjorn Borg. Just good-natured joking.
McEnroe's going to have to gather himself here.
Saw this out, right? Big surprise.
Barry seems a little more uptight in this match.
I really believe it's because of this man, because of Connors, rather than anything else. It's just incendiary with these two.
I couldn't agree with you more, because that was only an hour and a half ago that the Borg semifinal finished. Nothing has changed that much. How How is that as a golf swing, Barry?
Not bad.
Not bad?
Not bad, pretty good. The grip can stand some improvement. Perfect. And the other thing about the Connors golf swing is that it was right-handed.
Great point there from Jimmy Connors. John McEnroe jammed him on the return, and on this lob, he judges it just perfectly, lands on the line. Talked about the altitude, making the ball fly. Jimmy's been here about 5 days now, judging that lob very well.
That's the kind of thing that will.
This is not going to go over well.
No, not big.
What'd you weigh 10 cents? See that one there?
What difference does it make if you're going to call it out?
I just want to make sure she saw it.
What difference does it make if you saw it out?
I have to wait for a call.
You didn't have to wait for a call. Besides that, who says the ball was out? You're sure?
Yes.
She saw it in, and you clearly saw it wide. No question about it. Clear mistake.
Yes.
But not these.
Act your age, John.
Steam is bubbling to the top here. Someone in the crowd yelled, "Act your age, John."
Did look out, but if there is going to be a line that's difficult to overrule, that would be the furthest one from the umpire.
I prefer just to play now, you know. But the only problem is, I mean, you know, if they're going to be missing them like this, then I'd rather call our own lines than have to do that, because we're going to be fair with each other out here, and I don't want to have to put up with that for another hour and 45 minutes. That's for sure. Okay.
Advantage McEnroe.
Oh, they made a correction. They call it advantage McEnroe now.
Jimmy donated the point to John there.
But it must be said, too, that even that is a part of the gamesmanship that goes on here.
Notice how subdued I was when I did it. You don't think that was subdued for me? Exactly.
Well, McEnroe comes back and punctuates it with a service ace. He holds for the first time. Connors up a break, serving 2-1 in the lead. First set of the challenge final. We'll be back. Well, the battle both on the court and off the court continues to rage between these two. 2-1 a break in hand. Connors serving. Thing is, it's good-natured kidding with an edge. But it's also the kind of stuff, I think, what's going on right here, what Connors is doing, it's the kind of stuff that I think we could stand to see a little bit more of on the ATP Tour, to tell you the truth.
Seriously, if that's going to be happening all day, please go home and don't aggravate us like this. Please, let us call it ourselves. My God almighty. 25 years we've been doing this, and it never changes.
Well, a little bit more gamesmanship. It's out. Connors still on the linesman here at the near end.
You know, Barry, in the other two matches, there weren't too many bad calls. I mean, very few were questioned. We're now in the fourth game, and there's probably been about 6 already that they haven't liked.
Well, John McEnroe now with 3 chances to even this match.
I can honestly say some of those were some bad calls, but I think the intensity level between these two just goes up 10 to 20 notches more than if they played any other players.
Absolutely. Well, Connors just gave the breakaway and then hits a line drive, and this is taking a step beyond good-natured fun here. As you said, I mean, it is the rivalry, and it's Connors and McEnroe, whether it's the Wimbledon final or the U.S. Open final or the Challenge.
All started back in '77. First time they played was 1977 in the semifinals of Wimbledon, where Connors won in 4 sets. John McEnroe was only 18 years old. Actually qualified for Wimbledon, made it all the way to the semis.
Little verbal. Out.
Now he's not pleased with how loud they're making the calls.
Well, the bottom line is, old Mo has changed allegiances here for the moment, at least. It's with this man. Great serve.
That's just an awesome serve. It's so tough to read the McEnroe serve. He gets such a great shoulder rotation. And that upper body,
Third ace.
well disguised.
Fourth ace.
Got to remember, though, Yannick Noah served 17 aces against Connors in the semifinals and didn't end up the winner.
Well, and that speaks to what you were talking about with McEnroe. I'm sure would like to win this in straight sets. If he takes it into a third set, well, who knows? And that's what happened to Yannick Noah. And McEnroe just spun that ball in, and I think he just kind of caught Connors by surprise. McEnroe holds at love. He leads 3 games to 2. We're on serve in the first set of the final. We'll return to the Broadmoor and the Challenge after a word from your local Fox station. Well, while we're away, they went to the linesman's bullpen and brought in the old left-hander here to work the baseline. And you know how it is with your kids. You say 10 minutes in your room. Well, that guy's got 10 minutes on the sideline.
It's a smart play by Don Wiley, the umpire.
Always a lot of gamesmanship, as we said, between these two, and the opportunity to talk to Jimmy Connors about how McEnroe's antics on his side of the net work for or against Connors.
Well, I've always enjoyed Mac. First of all, he had a couple good guys to learn from, me and Nastasi, so a lot of what he does out there I've seen and done in myself. So he's never really bothered me, and I've always looked at it that way. What one does on their side is their business. What I do on my side is mine. But Mac is a perfectionist. We all know that. We all are out there. We're trying to reach perfection, and sometimes what he does is quite entertaining, and I enjoy it. It's whether the fans do or not is totally up to them. But he's never bothered me. He's always seemed to brought out the best tennis that I had to offer, and by that we've had a lot of great matches over the years, and hopefully this is one of them.
Got a pretty good point right there, I'll tell you that. Connors just babying the ball back. Watch Connors make this play.
Connors had McEnroe back, and ooh, what a great pickup. Terrific hands just over the net. He liked it.
40 love, 2-3, first set. And a double. Had to spin that one in.
That was a double fault, but Connor's second serve is usually very good. It's not easy to attack. His first serve very solid, places them well, picks his spots. It's never been an overriding weapon. But the high altitude here will give it a little more pop.
The wind might have taken that a little bit. It just picked up right during that point. Connors holds 3-all. John McEnroe will serve now. Each man with a break early in this match. Each has been his tempestuous self.
More than usual, more than the other matches they've played, but they've had a long history, as we've talked about. Such different personalities, both fiery, but in different ways. Vintage McEnroe there, the big first serve. Sets up the easy first volley. Hits it cleanly, well out in front, good placement. McEnroe's serve is going to be so key today. He gets that first one in, it's going to set up volleys like this. Make it easier for him to win his serve.
Great shot. Great shot. Not a lot of guys around at any level who will make that shot consistently as John McEnroe.
There's not a lot of guys around that'll hit a return like this. This thing came back like a rocket at McEnroe. Quick hands, great reflexes.
Can't say enough about McEnroe's hands. Arthur Ashe used to tell me about it all the time. Said he just never seen a player with hands as quick as John McEnroe's. Little too fine.
And this is a shot that usually is just so easy for him because of those great hands. He's able to soften the racket head and just delicately hit it over the net. Misjudged it. You know, he's able to produce power, but then on the next shot, he's able to soften his hands and caress the ball and hit a delicate drop shot.
It's out. Well, these guys would have to go a long way to improve upon the play that we saw this morning between Borg and McEnroe. It was absolutely scintillating stuff.
Some great shot making. I think both of these players have come up a notch since the semis as well. Just getting used to having one match under your belt, that competition, and also getting used to playing in the altitude.
Both had to play long days, not so much long matches, but long days. Because of the rain delays, it took Jimmy Connors 5 hours to beat Yannick Noah, and as we said earlier, it literally took John McEnroe 2 days to beat Bjorn Borg. Great shot.
Great stuff.
McEnroe holds. We remain on serve. McEnroe 4 games to 3, and we're coming back to the Broadmoor after this. It's been a battle. 4-3 on serve, first set. Connors serving to even at 4.
Wow, that was the second serve I was talking about. Doesn't take that much off from the first serve to the second serve. Good, heavy second serve. Great depth. Good topspin on it. Nice power.
Out. 15-30 love.
Let's check on this McEnroe forehand. It was wide by a couple of inches. Good call. Mentioned Don Wiley is moving the lines people around. I think it's a smart play. Don't let any of the players get transfixed on one umpire on a certain line, or one linesperson, excuse me, on a certain line.
Things have settled down here a little bit in the last couple of games. Perfect. Well, there again, we talk about the hands of John McEnroe. Good example right here.
Don't always need to go with the power and the pace. Look at that finesse shot down at Connor's feet. Sets up this winner for McEnroe. Makes it look so easy.
Ace. And once again, it's the placement.
Placement and variety. Keep your opponents guessing.
Just out. So Jimmy Connors holds to keep things on serve. 4 games apiece. First set. Well, just a reminder, this week on the Fox Saturday Baseball Game of the Week, don't miss a tough National League East battle. The Florida Marlins taking on the Atlanta Braves, plus other regional action. Coverage begins 1/2 hour before game time within the zone, followed by all the action. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area. McEnroe to serve now. On serve, first set. Tennis right now speaking louder than the words that they were speaking before.
Oh.
It's out.
Just about 6 inches long. Watch the Connors return. It's just such a beautiful shot. Passing shot just a little long. Could have just a tad more topspin on it. I want the people at home to watch the return, see how short and compact his stroke is. Doesn't have a lot of time on the McEnroe serve for a big swing.
Ball!
You know, Jimmy attacks that serve so well. He just looks like he can't wait for that ball to get to him. Goes after it.
Oh, great shot.
He attacks that return. Delicate little finesse cross court from Jimmy Connors.
Just had knee surgery.
It worked.
Jimmy's moving well out here. Always had such superior footwork.
Well, one thing about these two guys playing at this level, and in fact, not only these two guys, but all 4 guys who played here, it's great entertainment. It goes beyond tennis, not to mention good television. Frozen.
No, Connors Connors is making fun of himself, actually, that he didn't come in and take that ball out of the air and be aggressive. He went back and lobbed it. This one right here. Went back and chose to lob, and that cost him the point.
Oh, we got 2 breaks early in this match. Crowd turning around looking at something in the stands.
Somebody needing some assistance. They want them to call 911.
We have a temporary stoppage here, and Jimmy Connors himself coming with a wet towel, and they will try to get to the person who has been stricken. It's as close as it appears to be, 4-all, 30-all, first set. Here is what happened. A lady who we understand with a history of heart problems. We do understand, however, that they're just taking every precaution, that she is fine, and they have taken her off on a stretcher, and she will head for a hospital, but the first reports we've had that it is not serious. And Connors gets a service break, and for John McEnroe, that may be serious. It'll give Jimmy Connors an opportunity to serve out the first set. So Connors comes right back, makes 2 quick points, and how do you like that? He's got a chance to take a first time. He loses 2 points, and now he's facing the possibility of losing the first set.
2 clean forehand winners from Connors. Came out kicking.
Sneaking in, taking a chance.
Floating the ball down the middle on the approach with not a lot of pace, making Connors generate all the pace. Also hitting down the middle makes him try to come up with the angles.
Connors really taking his time here. It's a great return by John McEnroe. And just like that, Mac with the first 2 points on Connors' serve.
McEnroe staying down with the return much better today than he did against Borg yesterday. That second serve was very deep from Connors. It wasn't easy to attack the net on.
Too good. Off the backhand.
3 great points for McEnroe. McEnroe didn't hit this as cleanly as he would like, but he'll take it.
Still 2 great points for John McEnroe. Again, Jimmy Connors really pacing down here. Make him wait. Great serve from Connors. And McEnroe will have 1 chance left.
Good first serve from Connors.
Straw hats, the order of the day here. Temperatures in the 80s. Very few clouds. No threat of a storm right now.
Loose net here, Barry. Most of the net cords go over. Not strung extremely tight.
John McEnroe plays this.
And there it is, the break to McEnroe. Back on serve, 5 games all.
Barry, it's nice to see the breaks come on just terrific shots. Excellent pass from McEnroe, terrific shoulder turn. Swings straight through the ball.
Well, we've been seeing that for 2 days now. I mean, nobody gave anything away in the Borg-McEnroe match, and the same is happening here.
Misjudged by McEnroe. Hit just low enough from Connors to stay in. Hits the ball extremely flat. Jimmy Connors, there's no possible way to hit it any flatter. It almost has a little underspin on it. So different from so many today's top players.
Service winner from McEnroe going up the tee.
Because it is so flat, when it comes at you, the ball has so much weight on it, really pushes you back.
And an ace. Again, going up the middle.
105 miles an hour, ace number 5.
Boy, a good service game from McEnroe so far.
Talked about in the opening the fact that it's really important for McEnroe to get the first set because he knows that he's already been out here for 40 minutes today. It is quite hot. He's done a lot of running in that third set to defeat Bjorn Borg.
Well, he's talked about the conditioning program he's been on, using yoga to stretch.
That's great for flexibility and for avoiding stiffness, but it's not great cardio.
Yeah, that's true, although he really does look fit, though. McEnroe thought that ball was out. I did too, frankly.
So McEnroe has held 6 games to 5. Connors will serve to force a tiebreak in the first set of the Challenge final. We'll be back.
Doing it in a different way here, trying to do his business and force this first set into a tiebreak.
Great forehand from Connors, hitting the ball so early.
There's
Catches the ball on the rise, excuse me.
Ann Archer, fine actress. Been on hand all week. Yes. Out of the park.
McEnroe took that return early. Both players just attacking today. High quality tennis. That return so close to the baseline.
I'll tell you what, it's been high quality tennis from day one. That just, again, puts a point of emphasis on it. There have been very few unforced errors. Points have been won almost top to bottom in every match we've seen this week.
The fact that Jimmy Connors has great timing really helps him out here. Able to hit this high ball on the rise.
Second serve.
Crowds here have been outstanding all week long, since Friday, since Thursday actually. That sails wide, and we're going to a tiebreak. It's going to be the second tiebreak that John McEnroe has played today. Won a tiebreak from Bjorn Borg in that match that was resumed this morning after being suspended because of rain yesterday, and won it handily, 7-1. So he's got to do it all over again here. And as Tracy Austin pointed out, it's extremely important for McEnroe here. He really would rather not have to go to a third set to win this. Double fault from John McEnroe. His first double fault of the match, and it did not come at a good time.
Sun is behind John McEnroe. Now Jimmy Connors will be serving into the Sun. Toss the ball up where the Sun isn't. You have to adjust the toss sometimes.
Great shot. Jimmy Connors historically has come in on big points. Did it right there.
He has that all-court attacking game. He can stay back at the baseline or come in, knock volleys off just like this. McEnroe does like to pass cross-court. He prefers the cross-court. Jimmy read it well.
Inside-out forehand from McEnroe.
A little more shtick and sting on those two forehands there. Bringing that racket head through a little quicker on both of these forehands. Great preparation on the last one.
So Connors 2-1 in the tiebreak. But back on serve, McEnroe will have 2.
Perfect.
That's his game.
McEnroe served right into the strike zone of Jimmy Connors. Watch his body, his upper body takes.
I think you're short too, right? Couldn't possibly have made a mistake. You guys haven't made any mistakes in your career, have you? Oh yeah, that's it. You haven't hissed yet. You gotta get your money's worth.
Watch Connors take a short backswing and just push right into the ball, going forward.
Not quite sure what McEnroe is complaining about.
I think he thought the ball was a let.
Someone shaving or something, or what's going on?
Again, I'm not sure what he hears. McEnroe got a racket on it.
Two unbelievable returns from Jimmy Connors. He just sees the ball so much earlier than other players. It's a great return. So now he's up 4-1 with 2 serves to come.
McEnroe upset because he got to the ball and got a racket on it, just didn't hit it.
took it out of the air and knocked it off for winner.
That's a play he talked about before the match. He said if he was going to have an opportunity to volley any of McEnroe's volleys, he was going to try to do it. Watch him move in. Great volley. And I don't think enough players do this, Barry. He realized that McEnroe was completely stretched out, so he moved in a couple of feet inside the baseline, realizing that if McEnroe just got the ball over the net, he'd be ready to move in.
So big edge now to Connors. He'll have one more serve, leading 5-1 in the tiebreak. Huge point here for John McEnroe. Not to mention for Jimmy Connors.
Connors has played an aggressive tiebreak.
Closed in. Now McEnroe will have two serves.
McEnroe being very patient, waiting for an opportunity to get into the net, sees it, comes on in, forces Connors to come up with a big pass.
Both players taking their time in this tiebreak.
McEnroe rechecking the sun. Let's see if he serves and volleys on this second serve.
Called good, I don't know. This time McEnroe may have an argument.
Clearly out. On the line, on the line. God, I just didn't see it that way.
Well, let's see how you see it. There it is. Hard to tell. Looked out, didn't it?
So tough to tell on those replays, but wasn't a big point or anything, huh? Now it gives Connors 4 set points.
How about my salary a year against yours? That's how sure I was it was out.
McEnroe willing to bet his salary, and that gentleman saying, no, thank you. And it was a big point. 4 set points now. Still 3 set points, but 2 of them will come on Connors' serve.
That's it, first set to Jimmy Connors. And John McEnroe will have to have a little conversation with himself, get back on track here. Connors wins the first set 7-3 in a tie break. We'll play set number 2 when we come back to the Broadmoor. In the first set, John McEnroe would like to get that first serve percentage up. So would Jimmy Connors, to tell you the truth, but McEnroe needs to spend more time working on that. I mean, that's more a part of his game.
Both players would like it to be about 65, optimally 75% of their first serves in. McEnroe with a few more unforced errors and Connors with more winners.
Well, John McEnroe has already been out here for a set earlier today, and yeah, that was a 40-minute set at that. And now playing another tiebreak. He's played 2 tiebreaks already. And he's going to have to win the last 2 sets if he's going to win the championship here. That sailed on.
And also, Barry, under these conditions, match conditions, remember these players play about 9 to 10 tournaments a year. You know, you're using up so much nervous energy. Your body's going to be a little tighter than it usually would be. It's easier to get fatigued. Also mentally fatigued, you know, because Jimmy Connors just doesn't give you an inch. He attacks you on every shot. You know that if you don't hit the ball deep, he's going to come on in.
A little movement in the stands once again, and that is what caused Jimmy Connors to stop.
It's a nice gift for McEnroe, and I believe really he's going to have to get on top quickly in this second set and make the points a little quicker, serve and volley, try to get into that net. Because as we've talked about, he has played 40 minutes earlier today, finished the semifinal match.
3 serves in a row now. Jimmy Connors. There's a lot of stirring going on in the crowd here, and one of the reasons is that the paramedics are in the stands working on someone else right now, but it's off to the side. I don't think it's going to affect play too much, but that's one of the reasons for all that stirring. Connors again running McEnroe back and forth along the baseline. 2 points to hold for 1-love second set and 1 set to love.
You notice where John McEnroe is. He's about 10 feet behind the baseline. In a defensive mode, Connors right on the baseline attacking.
It's long.
Let's watch this. Look how Jimmy gets down so well with the knees.
Stop dueling on the first serve. You don't know what? He didn't ask, number one. What's that? Yeah, he didn't ask, though. He doesn't have to ask. You can do what the hell you want. Let me just tell you for the record so people can see once again that you're wrong, all right? He started his service motion 3 seconds after that noise started. If he wanted to stop serving, he could have stopped serving. What's this? Your judgment is dead wrong, okay? Dead wrong.
Two points ago, when there was a stirring in the stands, Don Wiley, the umpire, gave Jimmy Connors a first serve because he said Connors had started his second serve motion when the stirring happened. McEnroe said the stirring happened before.
Bottom line is we're at deuce. This time, a reversal with McEnroe moving Jimmy around.
That bigger forehand creates a good angle there. Puts Jimmy on the run. McEnroe with some more sting on that forehand side today when he wants to drive through it.
Probably the hottest part of the day here too now.
Connors broke a string.
Well, they got away with it.
Now that's really going to make McEnroe mad. And I'm right. You know why? It's because you should really not lose a point when your opponent has broken a string. It takes all the tension out of the racket. They don't have much control.
Here's the way McEnroe reacted. Get rid of this. And there is the damaged goods.
You can see with a racket like that, it's pretty tough to keep it in the court.
So Connors can hold now. First game of the second set. That was good.
McEnroe couldn't have hit a better backhand than this in 1980, 1981 when he was #1 in the world. Actually, McEnroe was #1 from 1981 to 84. Perfect. Right in the corner.
Very big game for both players here. First game of the second set. I'll tell you, we talk about McEnroe being a great shot maker. He changed pace so well in that particular point.
Changed pace, and look at the depth. Incredible depth, and he's really painting the lines in this point, making Connors run all over the court.
So break point chance in the first game for John McEnroe.
First game of the set is so key to start the momentum, but I think the longer it goes, the more psychological it gets. This has been a long first game. You want to get that edge mentally.
Ace. Third ace from Connors. Couldn't come at a better time for him.
Just mixes his serve up so well. Pull it out wide to the McEnroe forehand or down the middle. Also has been jamming McEnroe. It's good variety.
Two aces in a row. And McEnroe will take a good, long, incredulous look at this one, too.
Really reaches up for this.
Close. So this now for Connors to hold. Didn't get it. Connors is held. Long game. McEnroe had one opportunity. Connors comes back. He holds. 1-love and 1 set to love for Jimmy Connors. We'll return to the Broadmoor of the challenge after a word from your local Fox station. 7-6 the first for Jimmy Connors, and a 1-love lead in the second. John McEnroe will serve. Shot. That's a real morale lifter for Jimmy Connors, I'll tell you that.
On the run, It's a terrific return, first of all, but then he doesn't have time to set up. Get prepared. That's the sign of a champion. Hit winners on the run. Deflated look from McEnroe.
Yeah, it really was. Sort of a what are you going to do look.
When you have someone that's returning like Connors is today.
Jimmy's talking.
Hey, Jimbo. You know, puts a lot of pressure on the server because they feel like they have to hit it harder, they have to place it better.
Jimmy feels confident now, though.
He's looking a lot more relaxed in the beginning of the second set than he was in the beginning of the first.
McEnroe hit a big sitter that Connors could just tee off on.
Jimmy Connors did well to get himself back into that point with that high lob. Because it was so high, it gave himself time to get back to the center of the court and had tremendous depth.
Huge point here for John McEnroe. He's just cannot afford, I don't believe, to go down an early break here in the second set. He's been out here a long time between this morning's final set with Borg and the long first set against Connors here in the final.
Good pickup here from John McEnroe. Keeps the racket head out in front. Jumps over the net. You'll see that Jimmy Connors is not happy with his shot selection. Making fun of himself after the point.
So this to even things at 1-all for John McEnroe. Second set.
While McEnroe was playing Bjorn Borg in that final third set today, Jimmy Connors was on a side court warming up leisurely, warmed up for about 20 minutes with Tim Wilkison and Eddie Dibbs, a couple of the doubles finalists. Not only did he not spend as much time on the court as McEnroe, but it was just a lot more relaxed, not as much tension. Takes a lot of energy out of you.
Yeah, that set that he played against Borg this morning, or most of the set anyway, I thought was very intense, real high-end stuff. And like you said, it's hard not to leave a little something behind. Great shot.
Mac's doing a great job so far. He's played a great first set. Connors played a better tiebreak, but he really has to win this game. Can't get broken here. Look at Connors turn those shoulders and lean into that shot. Great shoulder rotation. And hips, that's where he gets the power.
That's my hat contest winner right there. Connors has a chance here.
But just look at that return, Barry. I mean, that return, he was on the dead run right there, outstretched with two hands, and still able to control the ball beautifully down the line and down at Mac's feet. And honestly, that forehand looked a little tired, upper body leaning over.
Went for that second serve. It sails long. Connors gets the break. He leads 2 games to love and 1 set to love. And right now, Jimmy Connors is the guy who is really in charge of this match. 7-6 the first, 2-love with a break in the second. Well, Friday, August 15th, it's a Fox NFL special. Isaac Bruce and the new-look St. Louis Rams heading to Dallas. They'll battle Troy Aikman and the Dallas Cowboys. Don't miss all the exciting NFL preseason action. It's live, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, right here on Fox. Just check your local listings. Connor's pacing way down. Just out. It almost came back.
Well, disguised drop shot from John McEnroe, right from the baseline. Looked like he was going to hit it, then just at the last second hit the drop. Good first step there from Connors. The altitude makes it fly.
It's a good hat.
Out. 15 off.
McEnroe with a hat on himself today. Of course, in the old days, always wore the headband.
Well, the hat comes off and the head gets scratched in this case.
How about a call from me? How about something on my side? Well, my hit ball's an inch or so out. They called out. How come his aren't? He's getting better.
Take a look, see what you think here. It's long, 30 all. McEnroe's been able to bounce back after being broken.
Good return from McEnroe. Hit it on the rise nice and early and really got Jimmy Connors behind in this point. McEnroe in control.
'35th meeting between these two. 21-13, McEnroe with an edge. 2-1, however, on the Naveen Tour for Jimmy Connors. So now point to hold for 3-love for Connors. Here's what we were talking about. The Grand Slam events, McEnroe 5-4, but it has been intense. These two rivals and different personalities and not likely to be out sharing a pizza. So Connors is held for 3-love and 1 set to love. Jimmy Connors right now a break in hand and looking strong. We're coming back. Pretty magnificent scene for Jimmy Connors right now too, as he has a set and a break on John McEnroe. McEnroe cannot afford to give anything else away. Connors just went out, took that one.
Gotta say, I think that Jimmy Connors will be pleased with the way he's returned serve today. It's really connected well. He hits the ball so cleanly, right in the center of the racket.
Oh, that's too good. Backhand return winner.
When he's completely outstretched, he picks his spots. Strong wrists right there. Maybe Mac should try to jam him right into the body.
Jimmy Connors now with 3 break points on John McEnroe. And he is in absolute control. Rockies fan. Connors with a break early in this second set. And a chance, 2 chances for another. And I really think it would be a long way back and a lot to ask of John McEnroe to come back from 2 breaks down.
Especially against Jimmy Connors, who doesn't give you an inch. Such a gutsy tennis player and playing so well today. Really gives his opponents very few free points.
Kept himself in the point and then came back with a winner. Well done by Jimmy Connors.
He is hot right now. Look at this scrambling, and then he has a bit of time to get set up for this shot. And boom, threads the needle.
4 love and serving for 5 love, and he's loving that. Well, a set and 2 breaks, and
yeah.
that's a long road.
What happens, Barry, is you start to get on that roll, you start to make those winners on the return, and you just feel so much confidence. He's just driving the ball anywhere he wants. Terrific depth. He's moving well today. You know, you get that lead in the second set, 4 love. You just can swing for the fences. Boom. Does he stay down well with that ball? Great knee bend. 44 years old and still in terrific shape. Gets down for the low shots so well.
Nice. And the door, ever so slowly, is closing on John McEnroe. We talked about the fact yesterday that Jimmy Connors had that extra day of rest, and we should point out that is by the luck of the draw and not by anyone's choice, particularly those of Jimmy Connors. But clearly it's helped.
Jimmy said, now you know why I don't play basketball, but obviously still very confident serving and volleying on that second serve. That's too good, too big. In fact, McEnroe's been quoted as saying that it's both physically and mentally draining to have someone who's constantly hammering at you like Jimmy Connors does. Doesn't let up for 1 point. That shows great mental focus and concentration as well.
That's too good. 5 games to love Jimmy Connors and 1 set to love in the challenge final. We're at the Broadmoor in Colorado Springs, and Connors, as you said, just not getting off the gas. Hammers this one off the backhand side. Got McEnroe going the wrong direction. 5 love. 7-6 the first for Jimmy Connors in a tie break, and now 5 love. 2 breaks in the second set. And John McEnroe will serve just to stay in this match. And of course, the question begs to be answered is, what did the match this morning, or what did that set this morning take out of John McEnroe? And that's to take nothing away from what Jimmy Connors has done. Jimmy Connors has won this set, and hasn't been anything particular that John McEnroe has not done. I really do believe that McEnroe will battle here in this game. I've never known him to don the goggles and flippers. Ooh, pop that one up. All now. Long, tough day for John McEnroe. Incidentally, we do want to report that the lady who left earlier on a stretcher, merely a case of dehydration, got glucose into her quickly, and she is just fine. As Jimmy Connors gives himself a match point. Oh, I beg your pardon, 30 all. No, it is a match point. I was right the first time. Shouldn't correct myself, should I? But he will have to wait. John McEnroe, nothing if not a battler. And the same can be said for the man on the other side of the net, Jimmy Connors. I like that. Sails on McEnroe, back to deuce. Hits it for a winner, and it gives him his second match point. Have a look at this. Just got McEnroe just leaning in the other direction. Connors just overpowering the ball at this juncture here, and with it overpowering John McEnroe. 10th winner of this third set, or second set of everything.
And that's too good, and Jimmy Connors has won the challenge here at the Broadmoor in Colorado Springs in impressive fashion as he bagels John McEnroe in the second set. Part of that, I think, the fact that McEnroe is just simply out of gas, but you can't say enough about the performance of this man. Jimmy Connors just went out and smash John McEnroe in the second set after winning the first set 7-6 and playing an outstanding tie-break on top of it. Connors, the winner of the challenge, and will return to the Broadmoor and the challenge after a word from your local Fox station.
We're back here with the winner, Jimmy Connors. Great match today, and you returned absolutely beautifully, even though McEnroe served well.
Well, I think that's one of the best things about the matches that we have. It's his strength, the serve and volley game, against what I consider my strength, my return. And I think up here in the altitude, it helped me a lot more than it helped John in my favor, as far as it made me and allowed me to serve a little bit better and also return. But you know, anytime I play Mac or Borg or Noah, it always brings up my juices and gets my feelings flowing like 15, 20 years ago. And if I can still continue to play like this, that's pretty good.
I'll tell you, you played well. And Jimmy, knee surgery just about 2.5 months ago didn't seem to affect your movement or your play. Have to be happy with your play today.
Absolutely. This is the kind of match you dream about having once, maybe twice a year, where everything you see looks like a basketball coming at you. And I picked up the returns very quickly. I got to the ball quickly and was prepared to make my shots. And, you know, like I said, 1 or 2 matches a year like this is something you dream of, and I was lucky enough to have one today.
Congratulations on a great match. Now I'd like to introduce Barry Smith, Senior Vice President of Choice Hotels International.
Thanks, Tracy. Steve, thanks for the hospitality this week. You and your staff at the Broadmoor have just been fantastic, as have the fans from Colorado. Thank you. Jimmy, it's always a pleasure. $150,000.
I could use it.
It'll keep you in golf balls. Mr. Bill Floyd, Choice CEO and co-chairman, has another prize for you.
Bill? Thank you. Jimmy, on behalf of Quality Inn and Suites and our parent Choice Hotels, it is a pleasure to present this to you. You did just a super job. I've watched you play tennis for 25 years, and this was as good as I've ever seen it. Congratulations.
Thank you, Bill. Thanks very much.
We've crowned the champion. Now let's throw it back to Barry.
Okay, thanks very much, Tracy. Well, to the victor, the spoils, and not only those spoils, but $150K to go along with it. We'll be back. Well, the bells of the Will Rogers Chapel really tolled today for Jimmy Connors. He wins it in straight sets. For Tracy Austin, I'm Barry Tompkins saying so long from Colorado Springs. And these guys proved today, not only is it good tennis, it's good theater, and youth may be eternal.